Hello, and what's up, Wednesday? I wanted to chat with you guys a little bit today about maybe something more under the topic of mindfulness. But really, to me, it's about awareness. So we can't actually shift and change things that, once again, we aren't aware of. And to become truly aware of either things that we want to change or heal or just simply learn and grow from, to me, you really only find that space, that particular pattern, even if you will, in stillness and in silence. And for the most part, what I find is that a lot of people, including myself sometimes, we basically, to not have that that awareness, we actually will avoid stillness, we'll avoid being silent. We'll find ourselves sometimes even avoiding meditating or doing things that actually require a bit more stillness, like drawing, painting, journaling, things like that. And the reason that we do that, obviously, is because it's, way more comfortable to continue doing the things that are familiar, and we stay in our comfort zone, and then we don't end up learning it or growing from it. And that includes, patterns in relationships and what we draw in, or how much time and dedication we truly give to our physical needs, our body, and caring for it, to work and everything else. It literally affects everything, these patterns that we continue to do. And so I would challenge you to find even 5 minutes of just simply sitting still and tuning into whatever comes up. To me, if you were sitting or floating in, say you're floating almost like in the bathtub, right, or in like a body of water, and bubbles that wouldn't necessarily, you would notice if the water was flowing and moving like a river, are going to bubble up to the surface. They're going to come up and they're going to finally be in your awareness. So just sit still and completely quiet, close your eyes for a moment, and just tune into the body. The first thing I do is I start to become aware of my breath. Is it shallow? Is it deep? Do I feel like, constriction maybe in my ribs or in my back? What's kind of going on there? And then I just start to just mellow out. Just let it go. Let it be whatever it needs to be. Sometimes a trapped emotion will come up, or a fear, things like that. And to me, even without sitting in stillness or silence, those bubbles come up all the time throughout the day. Or in our dreams, or when we're frustrated, that I don't know if this happens to you guys, but I totally do this too sometimes. But I'll find that my mind will start to make up scenarios of things that don't exist yet or haven't happened. And to me, that's fear. A lot of times anyway. And so it's like, well, what are you fearing? What are you afraid of? What in this situation are you actually, worried about? What emotion is there? And that is always signaling something to us. But once again, until we really sit still for a moment, to me, we can't get true clarity. And that's actually why I journal every day. I highly recommend journaling. I don't care if it's for 30 seconds. It allows the thoughts to become a little more precise and a little slower, so that we can actually, once again, get clarity, get a little clearer on what's coming up. So I would, challenge you once again to just sit still for 5 minutes. And if you can journal even for 2 minutes after, do that and just see, just with a curious mind, see what comes up. And then secondly, if you want a journal prompt, what I would say is, what pattern have I been noticing the most in the last week or two? What pattern that's, either been bothering me, or what pattern have I noticed throughout time that's been a little bit more pronounced? What's been coming up for me? And that would be a really good place to even just begin, just becoming a little bit more aware. And then what we do is, rather than judge and dissect it, the first thing we really need to do is just simply accept it. Accept it, and then you can decide, well, is this something that I want to change or shift? Or is it something that I simply just need to move past? Like, just accept it and move on. And that's where there's a big difference on what we do action-wise to really shift and change it. So I hope you got a little bit of a tip from this video, but it's something I really became aware of today, even though it's a daily practice. But I just got a lot of clarity even in doing that today in my practice, and just even in my journaling. So I hope you do too. And either way, I hope you guys are having a really good week. All right. Thanks for stopping by.